James Kent of Saga in the Financial District. Thank you so much for having us.
It's an honor, pleasure to have you here.
What are we going to be cooking together today?
Okay, so we are going to be cooking suckling pig, which is our entree up at Saga. It's an amazing product that we love. So we try to do a lot with it.
Awesome. Let's roll our sleeves up and get dirty.
No sleeves already. I'm ready for this.
And this is a very involved dish that actually begins how many days before?
Days and days
before someone arrives.
Because it's a large format dish, there's 6 different things. The pig is an amazing animal, but you have to process things differently. Like the loin, you can just roast it and it's delicious. But we have a 2-day cook on the jowl and the neck, so it's just a process.
So for you, it all begins with this marinade. And what do we have in the marinade here for the pork?
Got it. So this is basically, it's a char siu marinade. So it's basically like a sweet and sour barbecue marinade. So we have onion, garlic, sherry vinegar, molasses, tagine sauce, gochujang, orange, there's cinnamon, there's star anise, there's black pepper, and Thai chili. We're not afraid of heat. I want our restaurant to be bold. I want it to be fun. I want it to be louder than it should be. And I think with our food, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We start with onions. We're gonna sweat the onion, sweat the garlic, and then the cinnamon, the star anise, and black pepper. These have been toasted, and then we put it in a sachet because you don't want to puree these.
So you put the sachet in there,
and it comes out later.
Starts blooming.
And then here, it's like always be cautious. You put too much Thai chili, and it's just inedible and torturous. And then we hit some molasses, the gochujang.
So what is this paste that's going in next?
This is a tagine. It's a miso. This is sherry vinegar. And then here, this is orange juice.
Orange juice.
Yeah. So now at this point, we cook it until the orange juice is reduced by half or so. And at that point, we basically take this and puree it, and that's the marinade. And we take that and we use this to marinate, like I said, the neck. We use it to marinate the loin. It's a marinade, plus it's a finishing sauce.
What's next?
Processing the loin. There's a good amount of fat.
Yeah.
Fat is good, fat is flavor. So we're basically gonna portion these.
And then how big of a portion do you put on there?
It's probably like, per guest, we'll maybe get 2 ounces of the loin, and then you have the jowl, and you have the neck, and you have the blood pudding. There's like a lot that goes into this.
Yeah. When it comes to so many tasting menu restaurants, you get a tiny little individual portion for your main course. Why did you want to have this big family style course?
Oftentimes you go to a fine dining restaurant and you have this little piece and you feel like you leave hungry, and I want people to like roll their sleeves up, tear things, share, fight over food. Breaking bread is something that's really important for me. And we want you to leave feeling like full and happy. So we marinate this for up to 24 hours. It stays in the marinade. You know, there's so much flavor that goes into this piece of meat. You know, I grew up in New York City. I grew up with people of all different stripes and all different religions, came from different places, and I would go to their homes and eat dinner with their family.
Multiculturalism has been a part of your whole life.
My father grew up in Tangiers in Morocco. My grandfather took his kids to southern Spain and North Africa. My dad speaks Spanish, Italian, English, Arabic, and we just ate lots of different food and were inspired by lots of different places.
We got the pork marinating, but this is a multi-day process with multiple things.
Correct.
What's the next step that you're looking at
So this
here?
is a sugar loaf cabbage. We essentially make a fermented coleslaw, like a sauerkraut. So we ferment this with black garlic, honey. Again, like black garlic, umami, really savory, earthy notes. And then this is a habanero brine. So this is the Saga mother sauce. We brine habaneros for lots of things in the restaurant. So we cryovac this in a bag and then let it ferment, and it takes like a week.
So this becomes this.
This becomes this.
And so then this, along with the pork that we have here,
Goes to the grill.
Goes to the grill.
Correct.
All right, so let's get these two things grilling.
Adding that flavor, we have the sweet and sour spicy barbecue with the habanero. Like, you need to be able to cook it in a way that it complements it.
And about how long does it go on the grill, the cabbage?
The cabbage really is just about until it's charred through.
Yeah.
You know, the pork, really you want to cook it maybe like a minute on each side, and you cook in the oven for like 4 or 5 minutes. And you cook this to medium.
We've got back from the grill,
Yep.
letting the meat and letting the cabbage rest.
Let the cabbage rest.
It's done so much work over these
Done
days.
a lot of work.
What's the next step for you?
So this is the neck, and we've marinated in the same char siu, basically barbecue marinade.
Yeah.
And we've cooked it sous vide for 24 hours.
So you've made a little roulade with this and you're cutting the medallions.
We'll take a pastry brush, and this is basically that same marinade. It's a sauce, it's delicious. Put this in your fridge, take it home with you, and throw it on some snacks. So then here, we just throw this in the salamander up top, and it'll warm it through.
How hot is that?
This is 1,000 degrees. I try to temp it, and it's above the range of a thermometer.
So how long does that go in there?
And this is the game that we play. Don't burn things in the salamander. It's been the game that we played since I was a young cook. So this is a blood pudding. There's ground pork meat, there's spices, there's aromatics, there's blood, there's pork fat. It's not a long process. You make it, you set it.
What's the color you're looking for up here?
You want to have a little bit of char. Hit it with a little bit more, put it back. So once we're done with that, we'll put the plate together. So this is the communal part of the dish.
Yeah.
This goes in the center of the table. It's a short grain rice, and we use ginger and garlic and chilies to add some really good flavor to it.
Yeah.
And then we basically put it in a mold and toast it in the salamander. I hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it. You're like,
yeah, you can hear the crackle.
You hear the crackle. You know it's getting close. I think this looks good.
Yeah, so that's the color you want right there. That,
Drop that down.
That nice little brown, you see the sugar's caramelized. So what is that there?
It's just a glazed cabbage.
And that's gonna go all the way around the rice?
Yeah,
or just
no, all the way around. Everyone needs a little bit of vegetable. So we'll drop the neck. Okay, so we have the jowl, and we have the pudding. So this goes in front of everyone. We have the jowl, it's the face, it's the guanciale, it's like bacon, so there's a lot of fat to it. And then you have the blood pudding, and then you have the neck. We have all these herbs too, that we kind of finish it with.
Your grilled pork is rested.
Grilled pork is rested. And basically this is the dish that goes in front of each guest.
So everyone gets their own little...
Everyone gets their own perfect marinated pork loin.
Then you go in next with the cabbage that you grilled.
You go with the grilled cabbage. You just drop this in here.
And then you finish, what is this sauce that you add?
So this is a laksa. So laksa is a Southeast Asian curry. It's coconut based. Has a lot of like umami.
So you're getting like different influences to Southeast Asia. You're getting some Chinese influence. You're getting some Korean chili paste. This really is a collision of cultures on a single plate. How do you balance what's authentic and what's not?
We allow our teams to be creative and be thoughtful, and we bring ideas and we make them our own. We're not an authentic Cantonese or Japanese. We're an American restaurant.
Yeah.
We're a restaurant in New York City. And in New York City, we have every culture. And we allow ourselves to be inspired by New York City, by our travels. And then it's basically like, it's our take. Like, how do we play around and make it our own?
You've got it all plated. So how does it arrive to the guests?
So this goes to the center of the table, and this basically gets plated in front of you. So you fight over this, and there's odd number of things. So there's some bartering that happens at the table. It's meant to be shared.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Breaking bread.
It's a really nice lean piece of pork.
You get the coconut, you get the sweet, there's a little bit of dry heat on the back.
You get that just a little undercurrent of heat.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the blood pudding.
The blood pudding is delicious, huh?
There's such a great saltiness to it. The texture of it, it's just like incredible.
And I think of it like music. Like there's high notes and there's low notes and there's bass and there's treble. You need to have all those components to have a really like well-rounded song.
Yeah, it's like New York City. There's a lot going on, but it all works together.
It all works, yep.
I've been at Rob Report for almost a decade now. At that whole time, there's been a discussion of what is luxury and how is luxury changing.
Luxury is I think comfort is luxury. One of the earliest fine dining restaurants I went to, it didn't feel like it was for me. And I was in the industry for maybe 10 years and I worked at a high level. I felt like I had to sit up straight and I felt like I had to whisper. And we want people to come in and have a great time, drink more than they should, eat a little more than they should. And we're a 2 Michelin-Star restaurant, so we work at a high level, but we also are a place that you can come and like let your hair down. Wear whatever shoes you want, Jordans preferably. And I want people to feel comfortable, and I want people to feel welcome. I think those are the most important things with our restaurants.
Well, I hope more people and more restaurants take the cue from you to have this communal end, because I think it's a super fun way to end.
It's a fun way to eat.
Thank you, Chef.
My pleasure.
It. Thank you.
You did well. We get this one little...
You gotta get the neck.
You gotta get the neck.
Respect the neck.
You gotta respect the neck.